to Shining Sea, a pilgrimage of love and hope. And this is Michaelangelo, and I am interviewing the very fascinating Jeremy. How's it going, Jeremy?
It's going wonderfully, Michaelangelo.
Wow, I tell you, when the first time I saw you, my friend, I said, this is a fascinating guy, and so I wanted to speak more with you about your visions. You are an astrologer, you are creating great things here in New Orleans. So tell me more about you.
Well, I'm carried upon a vision I had, a unified way of looking at the world. And I was pointed at this vision looking at no more than the symmetries in DNA and thinking of it as a map of reality. And I counted 4 kinds of things at one rung of the ladder. There's 10 ways you can do it 2 rungs at a time, and 3 rungs at a time. It goes for 20 amino acids. So I realized after too long a time that I was looking at these numbers in a grocery store at a pile of oranges, one stacking on top of 3. Oh, that's the 4 of one rung of DNA. They're on a bigger triangle of 6, 1, 2, and 3. And that's the 10 of 2 rungs at a time. And on a larger stack, a triangle of 10 more, 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is the 20 amino acids.
Oh my goodness!
And 20 oranges in that 4-layer stack. And I said, is DNA trying to tell us that it has a tetrahedral encoding of the symmetries of space-time? So I looked at it and said, oh yeah, 4 are the 4 dimensions of space-time. 10 are space-time plus the 6 dimensions, more of a string theory of particles for 10-dimensional string theory. And with one more layer of 20 oranges, that's space-time and the 16 different dimensions that they need for 26-dimensional light cone metric, conformal.
Oh wow!
Tangible. The 4 big guys, space-time, and 6 and 16, 22 subtle roads. And that those are encased in a larger, all the numbers of string theory in a row, up through 8 levels.
Oh my God.
8 levels of oranges, 7 increasing tetrahedra. So when I took slices through the oranges to get the maps of reality as opposed to the models, elements of the periodic table, or nucleotides and amino acids, or dimensions of string theory, the maps gave me 3 different lattice maps, square, triangular, and hexagonal grids. And I think of those as the 4 different base maps of our, the 3 different base maps of our neural networks, our brain.
Okay.
That is, in 3 layers, a neural code, an acupuncture code, and an enlightenment code. That if this is a neuron with its little gates pushing things one way and the other, pluses one way and minuses the other, the neural fire runs down it to the next gate, a little protein that goes a half dozen times through, and like a Pentax shutter opens and closes, depending on the membrane voltage.
Yeah.
But any 2 neurons would short out, except that they have the insulating Schwann cells. The Schwann cells, sealed outside and inside, have pores always open to each other, meaning one full electrical system, sheathing each neuron.
Oh my goodness.
And that's where the acupuncture currents are. In the center of the clear neuron, through all of the microtubules lined up, giving shape to a cell. The microtubules, the I-beams and girders of the cell that splay out from the nucleus in round cells and are collimated clusters filling long cells. The mitochondria, the batteries of the cell, are wrapped around those. About 80% of them are wrapped around the I-beams of the cell, and they have the very curious property of lasing and amplifying light by 1,000-fold.
Oh my goodness.
That comes through the microtubules, either further on down the cell or from the DNA. DNA itself is coruscating all the colors of the rainbow.
Yes.
At all times. It uses a light language for a lot of channeling of metabolites, recognition of things, the immune system. And so these three maps out of this simple stack of 4 oranges, 4 elements, and 2 48s.
Oh, good.
Or 4 elements and 4 anti-elements in the 496 dimensions of the full E8 by E8 string theory. But it's exciting because it's finally putting on the map that we are these communicating predictive maps of reality, of what it is.
Say that word again. We are this
communicating predictive map of reality.
Oh, wow.
Looking ahead has been the goal of our whole DNA. DNA is time. But anyway, I'm boring you. I'm going on way too long about myself.
You're
I'd
not.
love to hear more about you, and
No,
I'll quiet down
You
now.
are absolutely fascinating, and that's what I wanted to share. Just a moment, a glimpse into your mind and your joy. And the first time I saw you again, I just said, this is a fascinating man and a fascinating being. So I thank you so much for taking the time, okay? Jeremy.
Alrighty, y'all.
Okay. Brother Jeremy. All right. Thank you so
Michaelangelo.
much. Okay. Much love to you, brother. All right. Thank you. One more time. Did I do toast? Okay. Ciao.